I want to change the tone a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I started with that. I literally just came off vacation. Um, I have to say that I was disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
A large part of the time I was away, I was receiving calls about dysfunctional shit going on in Mount Vernon. I went
Mm-hmm.
on vacation to get away from this shit,
Right.
and I was still receiving calls. And we're not talking about earth shattering things. We're talking about whether it's a misunderstanding or not. You know, one organization, Save Mount Vernon, had a candidate forum, and one of the candidates, who's a board member, may or may not insinuated that the equipment may have been the libraries and not the individual that was using it. And while I do believe um, that it can be eradicated if everybody talks to each other, I think it is just like people have drawn battle lines on this situation. Like, I don't think everything deserves battle lines being drawn.
Right.
Then we have a situation where we have a forum going on, and a candidate was asked to remove themselves from the forum because, wouldn't be fair to the other candidates for the one candidate to have to be on the forum, and early voting would have started 2 days before that, and the way things are, and people not really looking into who the candidates are, they would remember a candidate they just saw speak a day or two ago at a forum like that when they went to cast their early voting a day or two afterwards. This has turned into war where battle lines have been drawn. And these are just two of the many situations of the calls that I got. I'm not saying no names. Everybody involved, you can read about all of this stuff on Facebook. I mean, everybody is posting their opinions. I'm just saying, to my people in Mount Vernon, and I'm saying this right now. I mean, I know a lot of people may not be watching right now, and once a few people hear this, they're gonna tell other people to watch it. So, we have to work together. We're in a dire situation. Everything is dire. Like, we're in a state. We just short of a state of emergency. I'm just keeping it real. Like, in the last year, the state was going to come take over the library board because they couldn't vote on a fifth member. We're talking about the state coming in, taking over the controller's office for upwards of 30 years. We got candidates, rightfully so. Derrickson Lawrence served on the charter revision board and feels like a vote that was made goes against the charter, and he's gone to court to put a stop to it, and the judges so far agreed with him so far. But that, like, everything in Mount Vernon right now is just like, we have to pick and choose battles that are worth fighting for. I see everybody fighting just for the sake of fighting, but not fighting for anything. Like, we're too busy fighting against something to fight for anything. And in the city, that's one of the problems we have to get away from. We've been voting against someone as opposed to for someone. 2015, Ernie had to go. It was voting against him. 2019, Rich had to go. It was or Andre had to go. Whoever voting against him. 20, whatever it was, Maureen had to go. It was voting against her. Now Deborah got to go. We got to stop just voting against people and start voting for people. And that takes us to actually look into these candidates and do our part. Politics is a participatory sport. It means we have to participate. We have to stop voting, going to sleep for 4 years, and then waking up and voting again and wonder why nothing has changed. If we can't get it together on simple things, and the things I mentioned, those were relatively simple, where, I mean, characters are being assassinated, lives are being threatened to be destroyed. I mean, like, yo, it's like real war, war, like for real, like all the calls that I got and the post that was sent to me. We got to stop fighting each other and fight for whatever it is that we trying to get done. I'm not saying we got to see eye to eye. I don't see eye to eye with more than half, maybe 3/4 of the people in the city. Don't see eye to eye with me, but I can still have a conversation with them.
Right.
We're making permanent enemies over temporary situations. That will, especially during the silly season time, on June 23rd, you're gonna have to keep seeing these people at Home Depot and at the supermarket and at the post office and everything else. You got to live amongst these people still. We're making permanent enemies over temporary situations. And the next election cycle, y'all might even be for the same candidate. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to war for nothing. And we're not fighting the things we need to fight. That's it. That's just, I'm not getting off my soapbox, but I just felt I need to say that because of all of the calls that I've gotten. Specifically, this goes for the Black community, period, but specifically for Mount Vernon. There's a little bit of this going on in Greenberg and Peekskill and other places too, but I'm speaking specifically Mount Vernon because my phone and text messages and everything blew up on everything while I was gone at Mount Vernon. And we're not talking about scandals. We're not talking political scandals. We're not really even talking about crimes. We're talking about somebody's feelings was hurt. And we're going to war. And I'm just saying, hey, yo, we keep fighting each other. Nothing's ever going to get done. Nothing's ever going to change. All them people who say it can't change in Mount Vernon, or it's never going to change in Mount Vernon, you're proving them right.
Right.
We got. I said during the senseless violence joints we were doing, you can't expect the kids to stop gang banging in the street when our adults is gang banging in City Hall. Political gang banging, political decapitation, out to destroy each other. Why? Because I supported somebody and you supported somebody else? Or because I don't like the way you said something to me this day? Or I like this person more than I like that person? Like, yo, keep it real. Like, yo, I'm tired of the bullshit. Like, real talk. And until y'all step up, all of y'all that got something to complain about and do something about what's wrong, you the problem too. I just had to. I just came on vacation, like I said, hours ago, and I had to deal with this even on vacation. And I'm just saying, I just came back to a shitstorm, and now I'm trying to put out fires and reconnect people and mediate between conversations with people. And I mean, we're not talking about nothing vital. We're not talking about the end of democracy. We got mad stuff going on, real stuff going on, and we're not talking about none of those things. We're talking about petty differences and people's feelings getting hurt, and people not liking how someone says something to somebody. And you sprinkle silly season in with that, and everything is blown up to the 10th power. And everybody who ain't got nothing to do with it, y'all act out these conversations on Facebook, and all the haters come in and they throw haterade on top of all the conversation to gasoline on the fire and make everything bigger than it's supposed to be. Bob.